Hey guys, it's Adam in the AeroWorks workshop. I'm actually in my van right now, but we're going to take you on a little field trip today because we have to get some more parts powder coated. And these are going to be some important parts because this is what's going to get that airplane off my workbench and onto its landing gear. So we have things like the nose strut, the main gear, we have some seat rails, some various items like that that are going to be getting powder coated. So we're going to take you along on a little field trip today and maybe give you a little teaser of how the process works and hopefully be something different. I do want to give a shout out today. A couple of my viewers reached out, and I want to say hi to Thomas and Ellie, his daughter Ellie. I appreciate you guys watching the videos. That's pretty awesome you watch with your daughter, Thomas. My daughters do a lot of stuff with my videos as well. In fact, besides my airplane videos, there's some drone videos and some other things on my channel that they've actually created on their own. So Ellie, you should check those out as well. But I want to say thanks again for watching. It's nice to see that people are actually taking an interest in the videos. And let me know if there's anything you guys ever want to see or something you want me to do different or show something, in a different manner. I'll give it my best. I also want to give a shout out to everybody who sent their sincere condolences for the passing of my father-in-law. That really meant a lot to me. It was kind of my only way to really give him a proper, tribute to him. So since he was involved in the plane, I wanted to include him in my video. And I just want to say, hey, thanks for everybody who reached out and said sorry and had thoughts and prayers for our family. I really appreciate that. So off to the powder coat shop, and we'll see you in a few.
Soto. Company is Mirror Image Powder Coating. We do high temp ceramic coating, sandblasting, and then we specialize in powder coating anything from automotive parts to household items to light industrial products.
But now airplane parts.
And definitely now we're doing airplanes parts.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had some questions about whether or not it was safe to do that with the aluminum. And I've talked to the manufacturer, and they said that it's totally safe. It doesn't change the annealing process. That was one of the questions people had. Just give us a brief, how does powder coating work? I mean, looking at your shop, there's a ton of colors here. Looks like you can pretty much do any kind of color. But how does the process work with?
So the way the process works with powder coating is pretty much anything metal that can hold a charge can be powder coated. So when an item comes in, either aluminum, steel, magnesium, copper, even titanium, whatever item it is, typically you want to do a nice sandblast with either aluminum oxide. Some people use steel shot. You do a nice sandblast to clean up the part to make it clean, and then it gets a charge. So when you hang up your parts, you ground down your rack or your part or item with the ground, and then when you spray the powder actually attracts to that because it's a negative positive. And then it gets placed in the oven, and it bakes just kind of as if it was like a standard pizza or something. You bake it in the oven at about 400 degrees for about 30 minutes, but it's really based off the thickness of the metal. So once that item gets up to a certain temperature, which say 400 degrees for 10 minutes, it bakes. And then once you pull it out, you let it dry to cool. It's not really dry to cool, cool down. And once it's touch, meaning you can touch it, it's cool enough to touch, the powder's cured and it's ready to go. So, there's the pros and cons of it. Obviously, you can make things a lot faster. So you can get these items, you could drop them off today and they could be done in, say, 2 hours from now. Yeah, it's all it is it's a polyester. So it's a polyester powder, which is a whole bunch of broken up small, molecules. Okay. They break it up and it sprays on, and it's like baby powder, or you could say flour. Right. So when you grab it and pick it up or scoop it, you use a little scooper and you put it into either a hopper or you put it right into the box, and it sprays out. And you could grab it and not necessarily throw it, but it would just be like throwing flour in there. Okay. It's the same exact chemistry, should we say, as flour, but it's a different product. And when you spray it, it goes on and it's dry, so it's not like you can see what it's going to look like before you. So there's an art to it. You put it on too thick, it has an orange peel. You put it on too light, it has, it will look rough or not even or uneven. And when you get into the multi-stage colors, that's where you kind of, it gets a little more trickier, because you got, you're putting on multiple coats of powder, so it don't necessarily stick as well as the first coat, because it's not really as much made to ground to metal as it is to ground to another part that's been powder coated already. So at our shop, I have a mix of both small and large. So I have a small cabinet that's about 6 feet wide by 4 feet by 4 feet, which is designed for small items. I do a lot of bicycles and wheels and stuff in there, Harley parts, some of these airplane parts will be in there. And then I also have a large sandblasting booth that can go up to about 20 feet by 10 by 10. Then I have 2 ovens. So I have a small oven, which is 6 feet long, 4 feet wide, 6 feet high. And then I have a large oven that's actually 15 feet long by 8 feet high by 8 feet wide. So I got a mix of combinations so that, I can take on larger jobs and I can take on smaller jobs. It all depends on, the size of the job and the material of it. If it's really thick, sometimes it's better to go in the larger gas oven, and sometimes it's easier to go in the small oven. It all depends on the item. Well, with powder, you're going to have a mill spec. So you got to be between 2 to 3 mils for it to have the right appearance and the right integrity to make it, strong enough, durable enough. Where paint, you can put on just a mil, so it could be lighter, But same thing with paint is sometimes you can put on, 2 coats of primer, 3 coats of base coat, and then 3 coats or 4 coats of clear, and you can wet sand and buff it. Where powder's a little different. It's not necessarily needs to have all them steps.
Well, it might be the same or really close. If you painted 2 wheels, one with paint, one with powder coat.
Correct.
It'd be really close.
And it's all about the applicator. I mean, you got a painter that's, just throwing a light coat on. Right. But if he's got to put 3 light coats, you get 3 mils, and then you do a powder coat of just a single coat, it might be 2.5, 3 mils.
Okay. Well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the tour of Mirror Image Coating. Want to give a shout out to Dustin for giving us a tour of the place. Stay tuned for a future episode when we'll be going back over there and picking up those parts, so you won't want to miss that. Again, thanks guys for watching the videos. Appreciate all the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I got to get back to work. We'll see you on the next one.